On January 31st, 1925, Floyd Collins descended into a hole on the nearby Estes farm to find the entrance to a new cave which might be opened as a tourist attraction. The Estes farm was about 100 miles from Louisville. Now, the big headlines hit newspapers from coast to coast. In trying to secure a foothold while negotiating a turn in the wrong narrow shaft, Collins dislodged a 50-pound sandstone boulder that pinned him down. Rescue squads were rushed to the scene of the cave, and they studied charts of the cave. The soft sandy soil and the treacherous sandstone, which was constantly shifting, presented a tremendous problem. Actually, it finally defeated all rescue attempts. The name of Floyd Collins will live in history's headlines alongside the many nameless men and women who worked these long days and nights without success to save him. Those who couldn't help, well, they prayed. I said earlier, we have here in our studio the Pulitzer Prize reporter, now network executive at the National Broadcasting Company, who personally made 6 attempts to save Floyd Collins' life. It's a pleasure to have him here on America's Newsreel album. A first-hand account of a headline. We'll get it from William Burke Miller. Let's meet him. Burke, why don't we stand up here, and I see you have a diagram already drawn. Maybe you can explain this thing kind of from beginning to end, would you?
Well, Collins was trapped on his return to the surface from an 80-foot climb, which he believed to be a large cave. Reaching this point, he came up by a rope. He put his left foot in a crevice to get a purchase. Then with his right foot, he was trying to push himself around this rather sharp elbow turn, and in doing so dislodged this rock, which landed on the left foot in the crevice. Thereafter, because of his weakness and all, he began to slump further down, forming a cork in the bottle, as it were, so that anyone reaching him could not push past his body to get to this rock.
Now, Burke, actually he was conscious all this time, was he not?
Semi-conscious and in a comatose state, depending on how much food he had or didn't get.
Now, how close did you get to him, Burke?
I was able to work myself down to this point, under this ledge, put my right foot down over his shoulder, bring my head down under here, lift his own head, put my knee there, and then rest his head on my left knee while I fed him and talked to him.
Now, how many attempts did you make to get down there and talk to him?
I made 6 times to him. Each time I went down after the first one, which was an interview, I carried or I sent down some kind of an effort to get him out. A harness, jacks, crowbars, and things of that sort.
It must have been frustrating to be that close and yet so helpless.
It was from the beginning. It was frustrating for all these people who later worked in this shaft also. Well,
Burke, thank you very much for bringing us a first-hand account of this. It was a very interesting story, and as I say, it'll live in the headlines forever.
Thank you, Dennis.